Today, we're diving deep into one of the hottest headlines in the blockchain space, the brand new partnership between Ripple and Rail. What does this game changing alliance mean for global payments? And more importantly, what could it mean for XRP's price? We'll break down the details, decode the strategy, and give you our bold predictions and technical analysis on where the price could be headed next. So grab your coffee, plug in, and let's ride the wave of crypto together. And hey, if you like what you hear, hit that follow button and share this episode with your fellow crypto heads. Let's get into it. Alright, folks. This just in from Brad Garlinghouse over at Ripple. He says, and I quote, "No such thing as the August doldrums at Ripple. Very excited to share that we're acquiring Rail Financial. Let's go!" That's big. He goes on to say, Ripple plus Rail together will be the go-to provider of stablecoin payments infrastructure for global financial institutions around the world. So Ripple's not just sitting back. They're out here making power moves midsummer. This Rail acquisition could seriously level up their global payments game, especially with the growing demand for stablecoin infrastructure. Huge implications here for XRP's real-world use case. We'll break this all down, what it means, why it matters, and how it might affect the price. Stay tuned. Here's what this could mean for XRP long-term. Positive for XRP utility and ecosystem. Ripple's core strategy is to build infrastructure for cross-border payments and stablecoin usage. This acquisition strengthens Ripple's stablecoin payment infrastructure, which could drive more institutional adoption. If XRP is integrated into this infrastructure, as it is in other Ripple products like ODL, on-demand liquidity, it could lead to increased utility and transaction volume for XRP, broader institutional adoption. Financial institutions using Ripple solutions may use XRP as a bridge currency. The more institutions onboarded, the greater the potential demand for XRP. This acquisition signals to the market that Ripple is expanding and executing its roadmap despite regulatory challenges in the US. Stablecoin integration equals more use cases. With stablecoins being used for everything from remittances to DeFi, this positions Ripple to tap into fast-growing digital payment markets. XRP may become more relevant in ecosystems where stablecoins are the norm, acting as a liquidity layer. How could this affect XRP price? Short-term, there might be a modest price bump due to positive sentiment and news hype, especially if the market sees this as bullish for XRP. However, price movement will also depend on overall market conditions, e.g., Bitcoin trends, macroeconomics. Even with bullish news like the Ripple Rail partnership, XRP's price doesn't move in a vacuum. It's heavily influenced by what's happening across the wider crypto market. For example, if Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend, altcoins like XRP often follow, benefiting from increased investor confidence and liquidity. On the other hand, if Bitcoin starts to correct, or if there's negative sentiment due to rising interest rates, inflation data, or geopolitical instability, XRP could struggle to gain traction, regardless of its own news. XRP is designed for speed, scalability, and cost efficiency, all the things big financial institutions need when moving money across borders. As more banks and global payment providers start to adopt Ripple's technology, demand for XRP will naturally increase because it's used as a bridge currency in these transactions. When that institutional adoption starts to scale, it could create massive buying pressure. And that's when we could see XRP truly explode in value. Medium to long term, if the integration of Rail Financial leads to more partnerships, more transactions using XRP, increased liquidity demand, then XRP could see sustainable price appreciation over time. This depends on how directly XRP is involved in the new infrastructure and whether institutions adopt XRP alongside Ripple's tech. The risks of buying XRP right now, because even with all the bullish momentum from the Ripple Rail partnership, there are still some things to keep in mind. First off, let's be real with you. We're long-term holders. Whether XRP is at $2, $4, or even higher, we're still buying. Our strategy is simple. We believe in XRP long-term, and we're stacking consistently, day by day. Price dips? To us, that's just a better entry. But if you're looking to swing trade or day trade, it's a different ball game. Right now, XRP's price is sitting at a key level, and there's a lot of volatility in the market. So if you're trading short-term, you'll want to keep a close eye on support and resistance zones, volume spikes, and of course, Bitcoin's movement, which often dictates short-term momentum for altcoins. And let's be clear, we're not financial advisors. This isn't investment advice. We're just sharing what we're doing with our own portfolios. But if you're like us, long-term believers in the Ripple ecosystem and where XRP is headed, then these price levels still look like solid ground to build a position on. Caveats. Regulatory risk. Ripple is still dealing with regulatory issues in some jurisdictions. Despite making significant progress, most notably with its partial legal victory against the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), Ripple's regulatory challenges aren't over. In some regions, including parts of the US and other countries with strict financial oversight, there remains ongoing uncertainty around how XRP is classified and regulated. This legal ambiguity can impact Ripple's ability to form new partnerships, list XRP on major exchanges, or expand into key markets. Until there's clear, consistent regulatory guidance, Ripple's operations and XRP's price could be affected by sudden legal developments or policy shifts. Market volatility. XRP's price still follows the broader crypto market to a large extent. Now, before we go any further, let's keep it real for a minute. If you're jumping into crypto thinking you're gonna get rich overnight, you're gonna get wrecked. Straight up, this game is not for the emotionally fragile or the get-rich-quick crowd. If you panic every time the market dips, if you get all sad, angry, or start blaming the market, this isn't the place for you, buddy. Here's the truth. You've got to get your shit together, stack your bread, and build discipline. That means saving, learning, and investing daily, even if it's just a small amount. It's about consistency, not hype. This is a long-term game, and you've got to be mentally ready to handle the highs and the lows. We're here for the ones who want to build wealth the smart way, not gamble. And if that's you, then you're in the right place. Make sure you like and subscribe, because this podcast is where you'll get plentiful crypto news, raw analysis, and real talk. No hype, no lies, just 100% truth every time we hit record.